This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis with eXp Realty.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And folks, Equity Protect is the only company that completely stops deed fraud and home title theft. And the co-founders, Ryan Marshall and Jim Adams, they started the company because they saw a much needed gap to be filled in the areas of home title fraud and equity theft prevention. You see, there was a lot of people that were monitoring people's title, but there was no one preventing the crime from happening to you. And that's a financial crime that could be devastating. Well, you can get your free risk assessment on your house today by just going to their website. It's equityprotect.com. That's equityprotect.com. Take that free risk assessment. If you're low risk, then you can just sign up for their completely free title monitoring. But if you want the ultimate protection where no one can mess with your title or your equity, you need to sign up for their complete prevention process, and it will cost you just pennies a day. Go to equityprotect.com. That's equityprotect.com. And please tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor, and we have an amazing and heartfelt show for you today in honor of it being Valentine's Day weekend. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day yesterday. But we're going to talk about these topics. Number one, love is in the air, and so is your dream home. And then we're going to have an interview with Brian Hanson. He's a reverse mortgage consultant with Longbridge Financial LLC, and he's going to tell us what a reverse mortgage is and how it works. And then last but not least, we're going to talk to you about how to take the emotion out of buying a home. So once again, you can get a hold of me, Robert Lewis, with eXp Realty and the Radio Realtors at 833-32-RADIO. That's our hotline number, 833-32-RADIO. And you can also live chat with a member of my team 24/7 at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. And today, because we are just one day after Valentine's Day, I'm calling this segment Robert Lewis, the Real Estate Cupid. Okay. And, you know, we're talking about two things here that have a lot in common, and a lot more in common than you might think. It's buying a home and falling in love. Now, I know what you're thinking, Rob, how is finding my dream home anything like finding my soulmate? Well, just like in love, buying a home comes with excitement, anticipation, and even a little bit of heartbreak sometime if you don't make the right moves. In fact, according to a Zillow survey, 70% of home buyers say they fell in love with a home at first sight. And here in Northern California, where homes can move fast in certain areas, that kind of love story can turn into a bidding war if you're not ready. So today, I'm taking on the role as your real estate Cupid to walk you through the 6 reasons why buying a home compares to falling in love. And whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned homeowner, or just thinking about making a move, this is for you. So let's dive right in. Reason number 1 is love at first sight, why first impressions matter. Now, they say you only get one shot at a first impression, whether it's a date or a home. So think about it. If you show up to a date wearing, sweatpants, unbrushed hair, and spinach in your teeth, the chances of a second date are pretty darn slim. And the same is true for homes. So first impressions totally matter. Studies show that homes with strong curb appeal sell for up to 7% more than those without. So in a competitive market like Sacramento, Roseville, and Folsom, buyers often make snap judgments based on the home's exterior alone, right? And for sellers, this means that you need to be taking some time to do these things. Mow the lawn, trim the hedges. Buyers love a well-kept yard. You need to paint that front door, for crying out loud. It's one of the first things that people notice. Also, you want to change the hardware on there if opening that door is difficult to do. Sometimes, we have a sticky key and we're trying to get that open as a realtor, and it is a pain in the tuchus. But more than anything, it kind of gives the buyers this feeling that maybe a lot more is wrong with this home if we can't even get inside of it because they didn't take time to fix the lock on the front door. The next thing you want to do is you want to power wash the driveway. A clean exterior makes a home feel fresh and well maintained. It was funny, I was on Nextdoor, that app, one day, and one of our neighbors in the Nextdoor app was asking the rest of the neighbors if their husbands or their wives power washed their walkways and driveways every month like this guy did. And I'm like I definitely don't do it that often, but I was thinking that's a lot of work if you're power washing every month. Maybe quarterly it would be good for you to do some power washing. And for buyers, it's important for you to look beyond the surface. Sometimes a home with outdated landscaping might be a hidden gem inside. So just like dating, looks aren't everything, but they sure do make an impact. Now, reason number 2 is finding the one takes time and it takes a little patience, like Axl Rose said with Guns N' Roses. Now, you wouldn't propose on the first date, would you? Well, unless you're starring in a reality show, probably not. But finding the right home takes time, it takes patience, and sometimes there's a few heartbreaks along the way. And many buyers start with a dream list of must-haves like the gourmet kitchen and a pool and a big backyard, but then reality kicks in. Maybe the home in your price range has everything except the pool, or the perfect location, but an outdated kitchen. And according to Redfin, 56% of buyers in the greater Sacramento area say they knew their home was the one the moment they stepped inside. But for many others, it takes seeing multiple homes before making a final decision. And the key is to, 1, keep an open mind. Number 2, you got to be patient. And number 3, work with an expert who knows the market. And I'll give you a little hint, folks. That's me, Robert Lewis, your real estate Cupid. Now, just like in love, finding the one often means adjusting expectations and recognizing what truly matters in the long term. Now, Matt, do I have time? I've got time for one more reason here. Okay, reason number 3 is the best ones never stay on the market long. If you've ever tried making last-minute Valentine's Day reservations, you know the best restaurants book up fast. It's so funny. My wife loves P.F. Chang's, and so I booked reservations for P.F. Chang's yesterday, and then just kind of coincidentally, and I did this like 2 weeks ago, so I was way ahead of the curve, right? Feeling pretty good about myself. But what was really funny is we ended up going out to dinner with my son and his wife, and they said, hey, why don't you meet us at P.F. Chang's? So we went there, like a few days after I did the reservation. And then my wife went with some friends to P.F. Chang's. And so she's kind of P.F. Chang'd out right now by this time. And so we ended up not going to P.F. Chang's last night, and we went somewhere else. But the thing is, when you're making reservations for a special occasion like Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or Father's Day, those restaurants, they book up fast, the best ones. So in real estate, it's the same exact thing. The best homes, they disappear just as quickly. A National Association of Realtors study showed that over 60% of homes nationwide sell within the first month. And in hot markets, like some of the areas here in Northern California, many sell in just a few days. In places like Rockland and Folsom and Roseville, it's common for homes to get multiple offers within 48 hours of listing. And if you're not ready to make a move, well, somebody else might be. So the best way is to prepare. Number 1, you want to get pre-approved for your mortgage before you even start looking, okay? You also, number 2, you got to know your must-haves and your deal breakers. And number 3, you need to be prepared to make an offer quickly. And just like in love, if you wait too long, somebody else might swoop in and steal the one before you even have a chance. Now, don't go anywhere. We're going to come back with reason 4, 5, and 6 and a wrap-up of this, but in honor of Valentine's Day weekend, we wanted to compare falling in love with finding your perfect home. My number is 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Faster than an approved loan application, stronger than rising interest rates, able to close mortgages in a single bound. Who is this financial superhero? It's Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage. Most people only think about home financing once or twice in their lives, but for Jeff, it's his passion, his profession, and his mission every single day. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a military family, or looking for a jumbo loan in a high-cost market, Jeff has the loan options to fit your life. With honesty, integrity, and unwavering dedication, Jeff fights for your best interests and won't stop until your loan is closed. Ready to make home ownership dreams a reality? Call Jeff Compton today at 916-765-2900. That's 916-765-2900. Or apply online at jeffcompton.com. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage, the mortgage hero you want when you need him. NMLS ID number 298997.
After a long week, you finally got some time to yourself. Shouldn't you spend that time having some fun rather than attacking that DIY list? We think so. That's why we recommend Purpose Property Solutions. They're the ultimate affordable handyman service. They do junk removal, hauling, handyman electric, plumbing, interior and exterior home repairs, painting, tree removal, and so much more. Call Purpose Property Solutions today at 916-798-7705. Get your weekend back. Call 916-798-7705.
Okay, honey, I'm done with your cleaning list. Wash the windows.
Check.
Power wash the patio.
Check.
Cleaned the outdoor furniture.
Check.
Now for some me time.
What about cleaning the trash bin?
Nope, I didn't do that one.
Well, it's got to be done.
But they look and they smell really bad.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I heard on the radio about a local family-owned company called Ben Levin Clean Bins.
Wow, here they are. Ben Levin Clean Bins. It says they use a combination of hot water and high pressure to clean the bins. And they sanitize, deodorize, and disinfect them.
That sounds amazing.
And check this out. Ben Levin Clean Bins also has great reviews, and their service is really affordable. So, babe, can I hire them so I can finish off your cleaning list?
Of course, honey.
Awesome.
Enjoy 50% off your first cleaning with promo code FreshStart50. That's promo code FreshStart50. Hurry, limited time only. Discount available on all recurring plans. Book your cleaning now at benlevincleanbins.com.
Hi, Larry Elder here, and you've heard me say that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And with the recent NAR settlement, selling a home is more complicated than ever before. And that's why if you need to sell, you have to be prepared and hire a hard-working realtor. You also need a tough negotiator to help you net the most money possible. My recommendation? Call my friend Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. Check this out. Angie had to sell her home in Rancho Cordova and moved to Colorado for work. She needed her home sold quickly to buy her next home. And because Rob spends thousands of dollars on marketing each month, he has a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob sold Angie's home in just 19 days for the full list price. Rob referred her to an agent in Colorado through his nationwide network of realtors and helped her negotiate a great deal on a home there too. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 014-06275.
Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at radiorealtors.com.
Welcome back to the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis from eXp Realty. If you'd like to talk to Robert directly, call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. And now, here's Robert.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And Equity Protect is one of the best companies I know, folks, because they are ones that completely prevent the crime of equity theft or home stealing from happening to you. And we're seeing it all over the place where people are finding out that one day they get a foreclosure notice in the mail because they haven't paid a mortgage. Well, they go, I own my home free and clear. How do I have a mortgage? How am I being foreclosed upon? Well, the thing that happened is that a fraudster took a loan out on your property in your name, and they took the cash and they ran. And it is happening more and more often than you would think. And so the only way to totally protect your equity and your home's title is to have Equity Protect. Every other company in this space is merely a monitoring company. They monitor your title, then they tell you after something has already happened. What Equity Protect does is they stop the financial crime from happening to you. Get your free risk assessment at their website today. It's equityprotect.com. That's equityprotect.com. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor, and I'm taking on the role as your real estate Cupid today because we're celebrating Valentine's Day weekend, and we're talking about the 6 reasons why buying a home compares to falling in love. Reason number 1, we're going to recap the first 3. Reason number 1 is love at first sight and why first impressions matter. And you know this if you've ever dated before, that if you went on a date and you showed up, and I know that looks aren't everything, right? But if you showed up at a date and you are, you dressed up in your best clothes and everything, and you come, and then your date comes in and they're wearing old clothes that they were working in the yard, or their hair was unkempt, or they had spinach in their teeth, or they were just grungy, you might not even sit down with them. You might just walk out the back door, right? Well, the same thing goes with a home. Your chances of a second showing are going to be bad for you as a seller if that first impression is bad. So you got to have strong curb appeal, and you can sell your home for up to 7% more or more by having good curb appeal, right? And those things that you need to do, you need to mow the lawn and trim the hedges and paint the front door and make sure you have good hardware on your front door, power wash the driveway. Make sure that everything is looking good for buyers. And for buyers, it is important for you to probably look beyond the surface, because sometimes you can find a great deal on a home and it's a gem inside, but on the outside, it's a little rough, right? Anyway, food for thought there. That is number 1. Now, reason number 2 is finding the one, that perfect one. It takes time and it takes patience. I know there are some people where they fall in love at first sight and they ask someone to marry them on the first date. I mean, it's very, very rare unless you're in a reality TV show, right? But finding that right home, it takes patience. And sometimes there's a few heartbreaks along the way. I mean, a lot of people, their first date they ever went on, they didn't end up marrying that person, right? You got to kiss a few toads to get to the prince, right? At least that's what they say. But sometimes you got to kiss a few toads to get to the princess as well, right? But many buyers, they start with a dream list of their must-haves, like a gourmet kitchen and a pool and a big backyard, and then reality kicks in and they're not getting everything they want. A lot of times you don't get everything you want until your second or your third home, right? Your first home might not be everything that you truly wanted, but the thing is, you need to keep an open mind, you got to be patient, and then you got to work with an expert who knows the market and will help you adjust your expectations and recognize what truly matters in the long run. So give me a call, Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. I'd love to work with you. 833-32-RADIO is my number. Reason 3 is the best ones never stay on the market long. The best restaurants book up fast during Valentine's Day. I told you my story about that. Well, a National Association of Realtors study found that over 60% of homes nationwide sell within the first month. So you want to be putting your best foot forward here as a buyer. You want to get pre-approved before you even start looking, and you want to talk to one of my lenders. One of my favorite go-to guys is Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage. And if you give me a call, I could put you in touch with him today. Might be able to get you pre-approved today and ready to go. Also, you got to know your must-haves and your deal breakers, and you have to be prepared to make an offer quickly sometimes. Now, reason number 4 is compromise is part of a healthy relationship, and it's part of a smart home purchase. No relationship is perfect, and neither is any home. Maybe you find a house with an amazing backyard, but the kitchen is a little smaller than you wanted. Or maybe you love the neighborhood, but the master bathroom isn't as large as you imagined. And the key is knowing what's a deal breaker and what's a small sacrifice. According to a 2023 home buyer survey, 78% of buyers say they'd rather fix up a home over time than hold off for one that meets every single requirement. So think of it this way. You can always remodel the kitchen later, but you can't change the neighborhood, right? You can always repaint walls, upgrade appliances, or even add a deck, but you can't move the home closer to work or school. So much like relationships, sometimes the best choice is the one that grows with you over time. Now, reason number 5 is sometimes you have to make a grand gesture. If you've ever seen a romantic movie, you know that sometimes you gotta go big. And maybe that means showing up outside someone's window with a boombox. You remember that movie? It was with John Cusack. I cannot remember what the movie is. I'm sure we'll figure it out. But, someone's window with a big boombox, or planning an extravagant proposal with fireworks, or maybe you're, singing to somebody, or you hire a skywriter and they have, "Will you marry me?" on the back of the plane with, a banner. In real estate, it's the same thing, except instead of a boombox, you might need a strong offer and maybe even a personal letter to the seller. In today's market, buyers often compete against multiple offers. And the best way to stand out is to make a strong earnest money deposit. You could also write a heartfelt letter to the seller. Sometimes the sellers won't accept those, or maybe the listing agent doesn't want to give that to the seller for certain reasons. But what I can do is I can put that information from the letter into the email that we send over with your offer to give that information verbally to the seller. And then the other thing is offer flexible closing terms. Studies show that buyers who do these things have a 40% higher chance of getting their offer accepted. So if you truly love a home, make sure you show it. Now, reason number 6 is when you know. Trust your gut. Sometimes love happens in an instant. You meet someone, you feel an instant connection, and suddenly everything just clicks. That happened with me and my wife, at least for me. I don't know if it was for her. I think I had to win her over a little bit, but that was how I felt, right? And the same is true for homes. A survey by Zillow found that 62% of buyers in Sacramento said they knew the moment they stepped inside that a home was perfect for them. This isn't just about logic. It's about emotion. And when you walk into a home and can already picture your life there, that's a powerful sign. You imagine cooking in the kitchen, celebrating holidays in the dining room, watching sunsets on the back porch. And that emotional connection is what makes a house feel like a home. And at the same time, it's important to have a trusted advisor like me, Robert Lewis with eXp Realty, who can help make sure your dream home is also a smart investment. Here's a wrap up. We can help you find your perfect match today. Buying a home is one of the biggest love stories of your life. And as your real estate Cupid here, I'm here to make sure you find the one that's perfect for you. And whether you're a first-time buyer or an investor or searching for your dream home, we can make it happen together. Call me, Robert Lewis, with the Radio Realtors at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Let's find that perfect match for you today, because when it comes to real estate, I'm here to help you fall in love with that perfect home. Now, don't go anywhere. We've got Brian Hanson from Longbridge Financial coming in to talk to us about reverse mortgages and how they work and what they are. And did you know that you can even purchase a home with a reverse mortgage? Yeah, it's wild. He's got all the great information. He's coming up next. We are the Radio Realtors, and we'll be back right after this. Faster than an approved loan application, stronger than rising interest rates, able to close mortgages in a single bound. Who is this financial superhero? It's Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage. Most people only think about home financing once or twice in their lives, but for Jeff, it's his passion, his profession, and his mission every single day. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a military family, or looking for a jumbo loan in a high-cost market, Jeff has the loan options to fit your life. With honesty, integrity, and unwavering dedication, Jeff fights for your best interests and won't stop until your loan is closed. Ready to make home ownership dreams a reality? Call Jeff Compton today at 916-765-2900. That's 916-765-2900. Or apply online at jeffcompton.com. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage, the mortgage hero you want when you need him. NMLS ID number 298997.
After a long week, you finally got some time to yourself. Shouldn't you spend that time having some fun rather than attacking that DIY list? We think so. That's why we recommend Purpose Property Solutions. They're the ultimate affordable handyman service. They do junk removal, hauling, handyman electric, plumbing, interior and exterior home repairs, painting, tree removal, and so much more. Call Purpose Property Solutions today at 916-798-7705. Get your weekend back. Call 916-798-7705.
Okay, honey, I'm done with your cleaning list. Wash the windows.
Check.
Power wash the patio.
Check.
Cleaned the outdoor furniture.
Check.
Now for some me time.
What about cleaning the trash bin?
Nope, I didn't do that one.
Well, it's got to be done.
But they look and they smell really bad.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I heard on the radio about a local family-owned company called Bin Levin Clean Bins.
Wow, here they are. Bin Levin Clean Bins. It says they use a combination of hot water and high pressure to clean the bins. And they sanitize, deodorize, and disinfect them.
That sounds amazing.
And check this out. Bin Levin Clean Bins also has great reviews, and their service is really affordable. So, babe, can I hire them so I can finish off your cleaning list?
Of course, honey.
Awesome.
Enjoy 50% off your first cleaning with promo code FreshStart50. That's promo code FreshStart50. Hurry, limited time only. Discount available on all recurring plans. Book your cleaning now at binlovincleanbins.com.
Hi, Larry Elder here, and you've heard me say that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And with the recent NAR settlement, selling a home is more complicated than ever before. And that's why if you need to sell, you have to be prepared and hire a hard-working realtor. You also need a tough negotiator to help you net the most money possible. My recommendation? Call my friend Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. Check this out. Angie had to sell her home in Rancho Cordova and moved to Colorado for work. She needed her home sold quickly to buy her next home. And because Rob spends thousands of dollars on marketing each month, he has a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob sold Angie's home in just 19 days for the full list price. Rob referred her to an agent in Colorado through his nationwide network of realtors and helped her negotiate a great deal on a home there too. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32 Radio. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 014-06275.
Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at radiorealtors.com.
Welcome back to the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis from eXp Realty. If you'd like to talk to Robert directly, call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. And now, here's Robert.
All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And if you have a lot of equity or you own your home free and clear, or maybe you own vacant land or multiple properties, you need to protect your equity. The only company that totally stops scammers from accessing your equity and your title is Equity Protect. You can take your free risk assessment today at EquityProtect.com. Please tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor with eXp Realty. And today we have a very special guest in the studio. It's Brian Hanson. He's a reverse mortgage consultant with Longbridge Financial LLC. And Brian is here to kind of clear up some of the myths and answer some of the big questions and tell us how reverse mortgages work. And if you or a loved one has been considering maybe tapping into your equity in retirement, this interview is one that you don't want to miss. And Brian, hey, welcome to the Radio Realtors.
Thanks for having me, Robert. I'm excited to be here.
So let's start with the basics, Brian. What exactly is a reverse mortgage, and how does the home equity conversion mortgage, better known as the HECM, I guess it's called, how does that work?
Great question, Robert. A reverse mortgage or a home equity conversion mortgage is a loan program specifically designed for homeowners aged 62 years and older. It allows them to convert a portion of their home's equity into cash without selling the home or making monthly mortgage payments. Instead of making payments like a traditional mortgage, the loan is repaid when the borrower no longer lives in the home. That could be due to the selling of the home, moving into assisted living, or passing away. It's insured by the Federal Housing Administration and gives seniors a powerful financial tool to age in place while increasing cash flow.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, many people have traditional mortgages, right? But a reverse mortgage is a different animal. So how does it compare?
Absolutely, Robert. There are some key similarities and differences. The similarities, the homeowner retains full ownership of the property.
Mm-hmm.
They're still responsible for property taxes, home insurance, and home maintenance. The loan is secured by the home, just like a traditional mortgage.
And what are the differences?
No required monthly mortgage payments. The loan balance grows over time instead of shrinking. The borrower never owes more than the home is worth, thanks to the FHA insurance. It's designed to provide financial flexibility in retirement by tapping into home equity. It's a great option for those looking to supplement their income, cover medical expenses, or fund home renovation.
And I imagine, Brian, people use the funds in a lot of different ways, but what are some of the most common ways that seniors use their reverse mortgage money?
That's a great question, Robert. Of course, eliminating monthly mortgage payments and freeing up cash flow.
That's a big one.
Yeah, paying off other debts like credit cards or medical bills, and making home modifications to age in place more comfortably. Helping family members. Some of those use the funds to assist their children or grandchildren with major expenses like tuition or home purchases. They can also establish a line of credit as financial safety net for future needs, covering long-term care expenses to avoid burdening family members. And it's basically all about financial freedom and using your home equity wisely in your retirement.
And Brian, a big concern for many seniors is what happens to my home when I pass away? Can my children keep it? How does that whole thing work?
The answer is yes. Your heirs can keep the home if they choose. Here's how it works. When the last borrower leaves the home, the loan becomes due. The heirs have options. They can pay off the loan and keep the house, sell the home and keep any remaining equity, or walk away if the home is worth less than the loan balance. Thanks to the FHA's non-recourse protection, the heirs are never responsible for paying more than the home is worth. If the balance exceeds the home value, FHA insurance kicks in to cover the difference.
Yeah, so who qualifies for a reverse mortgage? I mean, what are the key requirements there?
You must be 62 years or older. You must own and live in the home as your primary residence. You must have sufficient equity, typically at least 50% of the home's value. You need to be able to maintain the home and keep up with the property taxes and property homeowners insurance. You also have to undergo FHA-approved counseling prior to your application to ensure you understand the loan terms. It's designed to be safe, well-regulated financial tool to help retirees gain financial flexibility.
Yeah, Brian, I know there are a lot of myths out there, especially, years ago about reverse mortgages, but what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you see that people have?
The bank owns your homes. Nope, that is incorrect. You retain full ownership, just like a traditional mortgage. Another one is you have to make payments. No, monthly payments are totally optional, and the loan is only repaid when you no longer live in the home. Your heirs will be stuck with debt. Not true. If the loan balance exceeds the home value, FHA insurance covers the difference, so your heirs aren't on the hook. You can't sell your home if you change your mind. That is not correct. You can sell at any time and pay off the loan. There are no prepayment penalties. Bottom line, Robert, it is a well-regulated program, and education is key to understanding the benefits of a reverse mortgage.
And this is a very interesting to me, and it's just something that I actually just learned maybe a few years ago. But Brian, many people might not realize this, but you can use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home. Is that right?
Yes, Robert, you absolutely can. This is called a home equity conversion mortgage for purchase. It allows seniors to buy a new home while still taking advantage of the benefits of a reverse mortgage. Here's how it works. You make a down payment, typically from the sale of a previous home or other assets. The reverse mortgage covers the remaining cost. You don't have to make monthly payments as long as you keep up with the property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. This is a fantastic option for seniors who want to downsize, move closer to family, or relocate to a more retirement-friendly community without taking on new monthly mortgage payments.
Wow. And if someone listening today is maybe interested in learning more or seeing if a reverse mortgage is right for them, what's the next step?
The best way is to speak with a qualified reverse mortgage professional. At Longbridge Financial, we offer free consultations and educational resources to help homeowners make informed decisions. Listeners can reach out to me directly at 657-600-5428 for a no-obligation discussion. We'll review your situation, crunch the numbers, and see if a reverse mortgage is a good fit for you and your retirement strategy.
So once again, if you wanted to get a hold of Brian, you can call him directly at 657-600-5428. That's 657-600-5428. His NMLS ID number is 859588. And Brian, hey, this has been incredibly insightful, and thank you for joining us today and shedding some light on how reverse mortgages can be a great tool for seniors.
My pleasure, Robert. Thank you for having me.
And you guys, we're going to go to break, but if you'd like to get a hold of the Radio Realtors, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, and maybe you want to use a reverse mortgage to do so, or maybe you want to, age in place and you need that reverse mortgage and you want to talk to us, well, we can get you to Brian, but just give us a call on that hotline number. It's 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this on the Radio Realtors.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and when your home's HVAC system stops working, it can be a real shock, a shock to your wallet. That's why I'm a member of Lee's Air Club Advantage HVAC Maintenance Program. This program is designed to keep your heating and cooling systems working at top efficiency all year around. For just $24.99 a month, Lee's gives you priority service, a 26-point precision tune-up twice a year, safety checks, air filters, and more. So if you want peace of mind when it comes to your HVAC system, sign up for Lee's Club Advantage at leesair.com. That's leesair.com. Hit it, singers.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah.
Hey, it's Robert Lewis from the Radio Realtors, and since Valentine's Day is all about love, let me ask you, have you found the one yet? No, I'm not talking about your soulmate. I'm talking about your dream home. Buying a home is a lot like Valentine's Day. First, it's all about finding the one, that perfect house that makes your heart skip a beat. Second, it's a big commitment. You wouldn't rush into love without thinking it through, and buying a home takes careful planning too. And third, the best ones go fast. Just like the top dinner reservations on Valentine's Day, the hottest homes don't stay on the market for long. That's why you need a real estate matchmaker, and that's where I come in. Let's find your perfect home before someone else sweeps it off the market. Call me, Robert Lewis, with the Radio Realtors, your real estate Cupid, at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Because when it comes to real estate, I'll help you fall in love with a perfect home. DRE number 0140-6275.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but you need to vacate this home.
Why, officer? I own this home free and clear. I lived here for 40 years.
Well, unfortunately, this paperwork says otherwise.
But I have nowhere else to go.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am.
This story is becoming all too common in the U.S. Scammers are preying on people with high equity or who own their homes free and clear of a mortgage. Only one company completely protects you. That's Equity Protect. Get your free risk report by texting the word HOME to 94878. Again, text the word HOME to 94878 to get your free risk report from Equity Protect. Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and February is the month of love. So when was the last time you showed your carpet some love? Think about it. Your carpet isn't just part of your home's decor. It's also the biggest air filter in your home. And if it hasn't been zero resified, you could be breathing in dirt, dust, pet dander, bacteria, and germs over and over again. Yuck. I mean, you change your bed sheets regularly, right? But even though you can't swap out your carpets, you can refresh and revitalize them with Zero Res, leaving them cleaner, healthier, and safer for your entire family. Right now, you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified for just $139, plus a free hallway cleaning when you mention KTKZ. Call Zero Res right now at 916-245-2992 or book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. And remember, spell it forward or backward, it spells the same, Zero Res. Rob here, reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at RadioRealtors.com.
Welcome back to the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis from eXp Realty. If you'd like to talk to Robert directly, call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. And now, here's Robert.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And if you own your home free and clear, or maybe you have at least 50% equity, or maybe you own multiple properties, you need to protect your title and your equity. The only company that does that will stop the financial crimes of deed theft or house stealing from happening to you is Equity Protect. They're the only patented process out there, folks, and they are absolutely the best in this space. If you want more than just a monitoring service like all these other companies, then you have to go to Equity Protect, because they will monitor, but they will also prevent the crime from happening to you. All the other companies are merely monitoring companies that tell you after something bad has happened. Wouldn't you rather stop it from happening in the first place? That's where Equity Protect comes in. Go to EquityProtect.com. That's EquityProtect.com, and take your free risk assessment. I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor, and we're coming down the home stretch of the show, but we're going to wrap things up with talking about removing the emotion out of buying a home. House hunting can feel like that emotional roller coaster. 1 minute you're riding high like you think you found the one, like we talked about in the last segments, and then you're crashing down when you find out it's already pending or maybe out of your budget. But what if I told you that taking the emotion out of buying a home could actually help you make a smarter, more financially sound decision? Well, in this last segment, we're breaking down the practical steps to keep your emotions in check when you're buying a home, so you don't fall into the traps of overspending and heartbreak, or the worst is buyer's remorse. So if you're in the market for a home, or you're just getting ready, well, you need to hear this. So grab a pen and let's get started. Number 1 is you need to work with a great real estate agent. The first and foremost biggest step in keeping emotions out of the home buying process is working with an experienced realtor. That's where I come in, folks. You can give me a call right now at 833-32-RADIO. I will be that for you, because the right agent will help keep you grounded and focused on what's best for you financially, not just what looks good on Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com. A good realtor will also act as a buffer between you and a rash decision, right? We're going to help you navigate bidding wars and ensure you're not overpaying for a home, and remind you to stick to your strategy when emotions try to take over. And you need somebody who's going to tell you the truth. even when it's not what you want to hear. And that's me, folks. So if you're thinking about buying a home, call me, Robert Lewis, with the Radio Realtors and eXp Realty. 833-32-RADIO is my number, 833-32-RADIO, and I'll keep you on track. Number 2 is you got to be strategic. Buying a home isn't like shopping for a new couch. It's a major financial decision that requires strategy, and that's why you need to make a list before you even start looking. You need 3 lists. You need the must-haves, the nice-to-haves, and the total deal breakers, because when emotions get high, this list will act like your North Star, keeping you from falling in love with a home that looks great but doesn't meet your needs. And let's be real, no home is perfect, right? So knowing what you must have versus what you want will help you make a logical, practical decision. And for example, if you must have a 3-bedroom home with a big backyard for your golden retriever, well, don't let emotion sway you into buying a 2-bedroom condo with no yard just because it has a beautiful kitchen. Number 3 is you want to set clear boundaries on your budget. And folks, this is a big one. Before you start house hunting, you got to sit down, you got to figure out your budget. And once you do, you probably want to stick with it, right? A lot of buyers get emotionally attached to homes that are just above their price range. They start thinking, it's only an extra $50,000. What's another few $100s a month? Well, that's how most people end up being house poor. And let's not forget, your budget isn't just about the mortgage payment. It's about the property taxes and the maintenance and the insurance and all those other fun surprises that come with home ownership. And if you don't want to be shown homes out of your budget, be firm with your real estate agent. And if your agent isn't listening to you, well, you need to call me, right? Now, number 4 is avoid the bidding war frenzy. The dreaded bidding war, folks. It's the moment emotions can completely 100% take over. And it happens all the time in a competitive market. Buyers start thinking, I have to win this house at all costs, right? But in reality, you don't want to win if it means drastically overpaying. The key is to set a max bid before you enter the negotiation process. And that way, when things get heated up, you have a stopping point, right? And trust me, folks, there will always be another home. So don't let the fear of missing out cost you thousands of dollars of unnecessary expenses. Last but not least, number 5 is you need to approach home buying like you're an investor. One of the best ways to remove emotions from the home buying process is think like an investor. Investors don't usually get emotionally attached. They look at the numbers, the value, and the long-term potential. And so when you start thinking about a home's resale value and market trends instead of just how cute it is, you're going to make a much smarter decision. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't love your home, but it does mean that you should consider whether it's a smart financial move. So if the market is too competitive right now, it's okay for you to sit back and wait, because sometimes the best move, and this is a realtor talking to you, sometimes the best move is no move at all, at least for the time being. Number 6 is you got to take a breather when needed. You know, you don't want to let stress force you into making a decision that you're not ready for. If you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe take a step back. Buying a home should be exciting and not exhausting. And remember, folks, when the right home comes along, it will make sense for you without you having to force it, right? So there you have it, 6 ways to take the emotion out of buying a home. And when you work with the right realtor and you set clear boundaries and you avoid the bidding war mania and you think like an investor, you're going to make a decision that's good for your wallet and for your future, right? Home buying is stressful enough without adding unnecessary heartbreak. So if you're thinking about buying a home here in Northern California, you need a real estate agent who will keep you on track and help you make the best decision possible. And folks, you're listening to that realtor. That's where I come in. Call Robert Lewis at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can visit me at our website. It's theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com. And I can help you start your home buying journey the smart way. And we would love to help you find your dream home without the drama. So once again, call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, and we can make it happen for you. And that's a wrap for today's show. Thanks for tuning in to the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis and eXp Realty, your real estate professor. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis from eXp Realty. To reach Robert, just call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or live chat with a member of our team anytime at radiorealtors.com. The Radio Realtors, where we make real estate real easy.
AC Heat and Plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, Plumbing and Heat, yeah.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and when your home's HVAC system stops working, it can be a real shock to your wallet. That's why I'm a member of Lee's Air Club Advantage HVAC Maintenance Program. This program is designed to keep your heating and cooling systems working at top efficiency all year around. For just $24.99 a month, Lee's gives you priority service, a 26-point precision tune-up twice a year, safety checks, air filters, and more. So if you want peace of mind when it comes to your HVAC system, sign up for Lee's Club Advantage at leesair.com. That's leesair.com. Hit it, singers.
AC Heat and Plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, Plumbing and Heat, yeah. Lee's AC.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and February is the month of love. So when was the last time you showed your carpet some love? Think about it. Your carpet isn't just part of your home's decor. It's also the biggest air filter in your home. And if it hasn't been zero resified, you could be breathing in dirt, dust, pet dander, bacteria, and germs over and over again. Yuck. I mean, you change your bed sheets regularly, right? But even though you can't swap out your carpets, you can refresh and revitalize them with Zero Res, leaving them cleaner, healthier, and safer for your entire family. Right now, you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified for just $139, plus a free hallway cleaning when you mention KTKZ. Call Zero Res right now at 916-245-2992 or book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. And remember, spell it forward or backward, it spells the same, Zero Res. Rob here, reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at radiorealtors.com.